Welcome back to our series on 8-Rack versus Tron. This is black-white 8-Rack versus mono-blue Tron. This hand's a keep, although I'm off color, but there's plenty of white sources in the deck to make it happen. Having kills, having discard, and having clock. And it's 2 to possibly consider it 3 out of the 4 things 8-Rack needs to be successful, so yeah, I'll keep that. Opponent dumps a gemstone. Rack and go. Tron piece. Still don't really know what my opponent's on at this point. This way I can keep my path up and discard my swamp to my lily. It was probably foolish of me to just slam my lily into open mana. Hopefully I don't get counterspelled for it. But I do. Map, go. Sure, bud. No reason not to play my Pox here and leave up my Godless Shrine. My opponent was obviously off of lands as they missed a land drop, and without the mana to open up their map, they're basically hoping for a top deck in a double rack situation. Maybe it was a bit of an early scoop for them. I think it was, but that's that's also the 5th mode on Pox, right? They lose a life, they discard a card, they sacrifice a creature, they sacrifice a land, and then they lose hope. I'm serious about that too. You'll see that on Moto a lot, where there's this psychological aspect to Pox where you cast it and the opponent just rage quits on the spot. Or they come back from that and make some stupid play because they just don't even care anymore. They're just upset that their whole plan, especially when it was a Pox that took them off of 4 lands, killed their only big dude, took away their next play, which was critical to their game plan, and then they top deck a 4-drop and they only have 3 lands in hand, and Lily is just ticking away with a rack draining their life, and people are like, fuck smallpox, which is just another reason to play it, right? Totally keepable hand. We have clocks, we have kills, we have perpetual, we have targeted discard, we have colors. This is a beautiful hand. Island go. Double Thoughtseize, beautiful. So we had Spell Pierce, Urza's Mine, and Mindslaver. I took the Talisman because I don't care about Spell Pierce. I'll probably open up with Raven's Crime next turn and see if that gets up Spell Pierce. People often Spell Pierce Raven's Crime or counter Raven's Crime. I'm not really sure why they don't just hold the counter spell. Instinct, I don't know. It's fine to play the Raven's Crime without the land because it changes the opponent's mindset of maybe this is the only discard I'm going to have to get this turn, whereas if you play the second land, they'll know something else is coming, hoping for a discard of the Spell Pierce. Mindslaver is fine. Thoughtseize, if they Spell Pierce it, they save me 2 life. I was going to take the Spell Pierce anyway. What kind of information is it going to deny me? Probably not that much. Don't know what his last card is at this point. But yeah, thanks for saving me 2 life. Taking the card I probably would have taken anyway. Yeah, this is the sweet spot, right? This is that turn 3 play. Snap, Spell Pierce. I actually thought he Spell Pierced the Raven's Crime there, which is why I just throw my rack into Spell Pierce. But that's fine. Shrieking Affliction sticks. Moving on. I don't know if Snapcaster Utron is that good. I don't really care about a 2-1 dork. Every land drops a discard at this point, and I kind of don't want to path Snapcaster at this point. In case he resolves a Worm Coil, I'd rather have my rack race his dork. Versus, of course, he puts the Worm Coil in play without a Snapcaster on the field, and I'm without a path. That's way, way worse. So here's a situation where I can either Raven's Crime his last card away, or I can Thoughtseize his last card away. The proper thing to do, typically, is to Thoughtseize. You'll simply get the information, and you'll get, if they do have a land, fine. Sometimes that happens, but for the most part, it's actually a higher probability that they don't get a land because people play more spells than lands. So the sooner you just bang that Thoughtseize and get whatever, and then the next turn you can use the Raven's Crime, and if they've got a land, they've got a land. Every now and again you'll Thoughtseize and see a land and then Crime anyway, but that's fine. From this position it's locks on and moving on. Opponent activated Academy Ruins there at the end. This is a good path target here, because I don't want him drawing a card off of it. Much better to save path for something like that than it is to blow it on a Snapcaster. Especially with stupid Academy Ruins in play. Ticking away with that Shrieking Affliction. I love my clock. I love that he can interact with it very easily. This is one of the reasons that Bluetron is significantly weaker against us than Greentron is. This Bluetron deck has very little things that will interact with removing the rack. They can bounce it, but they can't really destroy it the way Ugin, Karn, and O-Stone can mess with our racks. Shrieking Affliction dodges a little bit better than the rack. Or sorry, I think the rack dodges a little bit better than Shrieking Affliction because it's colorless, so Ugin can't really get it. I threw my Lily into Counterspell Magic, but that's disappointing. If I had a fourth land, I would have obviously Thoughtseize to protect her, but at the same time, just throwing Lily, that's all I would have wanted with her anyway, was to discard whatever was in his hand. And since I have 2 more discard in my hand and he's got 2 more turns of Shrieking Affliction ticks, it turns out to be irrelevant. Here's a situation where you absolutely must Crime before playing your rack. The only thing worth counterspelling would be Remand, but so he could get the card draw. I guess he wants to scry, but he doesn't know. Dead on board. So we've beaten Bluetron, and that's mostly because he doesn't have threats that, or at least he didn't find threats that made it past a lot of our kill spells. Path turned out to be great there. He would have been a card up and several life points up just from this thing, had it not been pathed. So that's one advantage we see over Black-Red 8 rack, is that sometimes Exile can really matter.